lot of my performance training has been goes back to a sort of Lecoq approach to mime, really, and that has worked all the way through my career as a performance artist as well. The body, it seems to me, is kind of the key presence in my performance. So the more I introduced things, the more we sort of took them out and removed them. So every time I'd sort of say, "Oh, I'm going to use this," Shelley would say, "You don't need it." And I realised then, no, I don't need it. And so the whole thing was really stripped away to 3 objects in terms of the set, which is a bed, a blackboard, and an old school desk. And if you actually read the book, you realise that those 3 objects are the significant objects in the book. And I mean, the school desk becomes the cockpit of the plane anyway.
But I think it needed to be minimal because there is a sense of vulnerability for this character, and certainly for you as an actor, that you're by yourself. It's a one-man show. You're there for just over an hour. You've got nothing else to kind of fall back on, and that vulnerability is something that we wanted to draw out of the text. And I think cluttering the space will give kind of a false illusion for that.
If you give an audience everything, in terms of solid objects, they've got nothing to do. I think when there's a lot less, in a sense, they're able to paint it with their imagination far more. And I think that the other thing is then that Saint-Exupéry's writing just does that brilliantly. I mean, it's so evocative. And if you read a book, you're doing that all the time. You're creating these spaces yourself. So it just wasn't necessary to sort of fill the piece with all sorts of things. So there's 2 or 3 key smaller objects, and then there's 3 large objects, and that's it, really.
Yeah. But I mean, the space itself, the capstone, is such a gorgeous space anyway. Kind of how it kind of drops down into this kind of playing area, almost as if it's part of an amphitheatre, isn't it? And that dropping in on this character. I think if anything, it's just making use of that space. I think it'd be a shame to clutter it.
That's true.